Hey, it was a lot of kissing going on in this episode. Do y'all agree? Kissing here and kissing here. Hey, welcome to my channel. Hi, I am your recap auntie. Do y'all see that? Got that from Temu for like a few bucks. And this from Temu. Say hi, Pinky. This is Pinky, y'all. Hey, welcome to my channel. Hi, I am Shar. Excuse me, I'm just waking up, literally. Y'all know the car horn is going to come real quick, so let me go ahead and get through this episode. Hi, I'm your auntie, your recap auntie Shar for the Moo review. Get this out. Me, oh, E-I-O. At least I don't have a lot of that. You know that. Y'all, if you know, you know. Hey, y'all, welcome to my channel. Hi, I got me a little branding thing right here. It might not be the most fanciest thing right now, but I'm gaudy. Like I said, I wanted to make sure I put something behind me so that you knew who I was. So nobody won't try to steal my, you know. So we are going to talk about episode 18 today for Beyond the Gates. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I can't wait for Danny and Leslie to meet. Tall equals tall, light equals dark, bitch equals bitch. I cannot wait for them to meet because they can both read each other and they both have the same vibe. I really can't wait for them to meet. Because I tell you one thing, Danny is not going to let nobody do no type of bullshit to her sister. She ain't going to do that. And this whole scheme, not the one that Todd set up, but this whole scheme that Leslie and Eva, is doing. That's why I put them in my little thumbnail because they were the stars of this episode to me. I normally put the people. Now I'm going to start putting the people I feel like who really were like the scene stealers in the episode. So they were the ones today, especially Leslie. Leslie, girl. Anyway, we open with Danny on the floor, honey, passed out, and magical Andre always shows up when he needs to, but she says she called him. I don't remember her calling him. She might have called him like, when she was drunk. So he helps her and she acts like she don't drink much. And he was like, girl, yes you do. You could have hit your head on the floor. You could have gotten worse. You could have choked. Something could have happened to you. So he seems to be really worried about her. So she claims that she never drinks that much, and he tells her that he's seen her throw down a few, when they were kicking it. So she is like, okay, Miss Danny Dupree, she does have her limits. And, I'm like, thank goodness that he did call her because she could have been there a while. And he holds her and gives her some comfort. She asks him not to tell anyone about what happened. We see what happened with that. And he says, you got it, because I don't feel like explaining why I was over here anyway. And they both smile. And honey, she said the Duprees wouldn't be able to handle that, knowing that you came over here. So she said that she will try and behave better in the future. He says, now, what you mean behave now? Slow your roll on that damn booze. But you can keep misbehaving every now and then. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm like, I agree, Andre. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit misbehaving. So Danny says, what would I do without you, my once in a while man? I was like, girl, how many women out there got a once in a while man? I had one. I got an all the time man now, but how many of y'all girls out there used to have a once in a while man? Call him. Come break me off a little bit, Then he go, a couple weeks later, you free? Yeah, I'm free. What you doing? I'm doing you tonight. Stuff like that. So he kisses her gently, and tells her that he has to let her get some sleep, and she has to stay a little longer. Remember, I double dutch, y'all. Sometimes I stick to the character's plot. I don't jump. Because again, they be jumping and skipping all through. And again, laptop. So I'm just going to stick to her story till I finish it. So he agrees that he'll stay a little bit longer. She shares with him about her creative ideas and, about the dress and how Chelsea's going to work that damn runway in that fashion show with that dress. She said, I was on the road and I came home. Then I think that when she comes home, her reality sets in. And that's what really gets her upset about life because she comes home alone and she's not used to being home alone. I think that's what I feel. So, she said she wanted to do some celebrate. She wanted to celebrate. She want to do some celebrating and celebrating. And but drinking a whole bottle of vodka ain't a good way to celebrate, he tells her. He ain't cool. So it sounds like every time they get together, she gets drunk because they since the first time they did it, maybe their second time, whenever other times he comes over there, she ain't ready to fuck. She ain't ready. So he asks her to be the best Danny that she can be, and she needs to stay away from that shit. And then he was like, "Look, come on, just fall asleep. I'll put on some little, sleep music for you. I'll be a good dude. I'll try my best to not imagine you without no clothes on, or take that dress off." She says, "Try your best." Little here and there, this and that. So after she wakes up, she finds out that he's not there, and then she's looking at that bottle of vodka on the counter. She, oh shit! I want that so bad because it's like a swallow left. You know what a swallow is? About that much, just enough to wet that throat, wet that whistle a little bit. So she looks at it and she's like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." So she takes it and pours it down the sink. I was like, "Yay, Danny! I'm so proud of you, girl." Okay, pinky's on. I'm so proud of you, Danny. Go ahead, girl. So Andre actually got on my nerves. Let me talk about her real quick. I ain't even gonna look at the notes on her. Ashley, they come back to him. She it comes back to her thinking about him almost kissing her, and so Derek home making lasagna, and so she's like, she puts the pictures that Andre took of them up in the cabinet so she could not think about him. I'm like, girl, he's still here. He might not be in front of you, but that nigga's still right here and right here. Let's be honest. So she plans this really nice evening with Derek because he made all this food for them. Then all of a sudden he gets a call about a hotel fire and he rushes out. So she's sitting there all lonely. I'm like, y'all young girls, girl, go find something to do. And she keeps thinking about Andre. I'm almost kissing her. The almost kiss. You girl, you let that whole thing frazzle you like that with the almost kiss. Get over it. Cause I mean Andre fine now. He fine. Yeah. But that's too much. So she's like, looking at the picture and just rubbing all on it and, doing this. And I was just kidding. But she doing it. So she's like, I need to call somebody. So I thought she was gonna call him. No, she called her mammy. Her mammy comes over there, and so she's like, Derek had to work and he just got to the hospital. Wait, wait, wait. So she was like, so the mama saw the picture there. She's like, "Oh, is this the fine man that you was talking about that you delivered the baby with?" And she's like, "Yeah." She said, "Do you want it, mama?" Mama was like, "Why? That's your friend. I don't know him like that." And so she was like, and she was like, I mean, and she told her mama too, like he almost kissed me. She's like, "Oh, really? Did he kiss you?" She was like, "No." She said, "Well, it's nothing to worry about. It was an almost kiss." She's like, "I don't know, mama. Sometimes I feel like if he's a wonderful guy, but if he wasn't in my orbit, I would miss him so much." I was like, orbit? What that mean? Okay, orbit. So the mom was like, okay, I mean, sounds like something else is there. She's like, no, 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 I love Derek. Derek is my boo. So later on, mom is in the kitchen and you see Ashley again looking at that damn picture. I was like, okay, okay. Hmm. Gotcha. So we that's enough with her. It wasn't a lot with her today. So let me see, let me go down a little bit. Talked about um Andre goes over to talk to his auntie Nicole. Because remember Nicole had told him early, leave Ashley alone. We don't need no more girls hurt. She's a good girl, she's with her boo Dirk. Leave him alone. So he was like, he tells her, you don't have to worry about it. Ashley, has no interest in me. And she was like, what? She don't have no interest in you? This must feels different because he normally get every cat on the block. So he said, yeah, she shut me down. We just better off friends. She said, uh-oh, excuse me. Then he said, Auntie, there's something I want to tell you. Just don't ask me how I know. Just know that I know. She's like, what? Something else about Ashley? Like, nope. Say, your sister Nicole, I ran into her and she seems to be down. She's like, what you talking about? I mean, she was just at my damn gala. She was just there. She was emceeing. She was cute. She was beautiful. She made jokes. She was cool. He was like, whenever he was like, no, I'm telling you, she's down. He said, I know, because he lost both of his parents. He says, I know whenever there's a crisis and it's over and done, and then you have to come home and face your reality, everybody else thinks it should be over for you, but you have to come home and face reality. And that's when you feel the loneliest. And I said, okay, Andre, you get some finger snaps on that one too, finger taps. So he says that he knows from experience. So she says, he tells her that she's a good sister and that Danny could use your support right now. He tells that to Auntie Nicole. So Ted comes in and so she's like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So we see my teddy bear come in, and he they're talking about the anniversary, and she was like, well, I'm gonna, just try to do something. We can do something nice or whatever. Maybe go out to dinner or whatever. He was like, she's like, well, let's take a trip. She said, why? Where do you want to go? Bali, Bahia, all these exotic places. He's like, no, I want to go on different baseball fields. See, we figuring out they have a difference in what they like. He says he want to go to different baseball fields around the United States and go to different games for 2 weeks and just be normal people. She was like, I know you fucking kidding me because I ain't doing no eating no hot dogs and drinking no fucking beer. I say, okay, so that's the bougie Nicole. So that there's some little context clues in there, and that means he's still like a very normal, average guy, although he's a doctor. But he's very average because he wants to go to baseball games. I bet you Leslie take her ass there. I bet you she would. But anyway, they talk about that little banter. Speaking of Leslie, honey, let's go back and talk about her and Eva's conversation. Well, let me talk about Bill and Haley. She whiny, boo hoo hoo about the fact that he don't listen to her. She's thinking about divorcing him. He can't understand why, because he gave her the world, and why she's talking about wanted to not to be with him anymore. And he was like, oh no, we almost got shot at and everything. She's like, we're done. And he says, the wait staff at the country club ignores your ass just one day and you want to give up on our days old marriage. I was like, thank you, Bill. I mean, that's one of the rare times I'll agree with you. So Haley's like, don't belittle me, Bill. You make my thoughts sound ridiculous and selfish when I know they're not. Bill just don't get where all of this is coming from. If he could just understand it, then maybe he could fix it. She tells him, it's just not today. And he understands that. So he's like, ain't the worst behind us, girl? I mean, we endured a juicy divorce scandal and had hell at gunpoint at our own wedding. It seems like the bad is over. So she is like, it might be over for you. He is pretty much respected everywhere he goes, at the country club, at the courthouse and court. Everybody respects Bill Hamilton. But she says, I was so naive to think that the same respect people gave you would be given to me once we were married. But I'm like, but ain't it? But it ain't, and probably will never be, dummy. Girl, you thought that just because they respect, girl, you are the whore. You're the other woman. Don't nobody respect you. You ain't had no time to build no reputation and respect around there. And we don't know what type of respect Bill got. Because I think he's a crooked Bill. So she asked him, is she supposed to just put up with the mockery and the disrespect for the rest of my life? I'm not sure I can. And he's talking about um, Haley is the toughest woman that he knows, and that she went into Danny's lair and read her the riot act. Where's that woman? He asks. Because yesterday, I mean, just an hours ago, you was telling me that you went over there and bit Danny off a new whatever it was, girl. You didn't do that. You ain't read her nobody. She says she's right here. And then she says that I'm just disappointed that he didn't give her a glimpse of them being together and how happy they could be. No, I'm disappointed that he did give her a glimpse, because what he did was that when he asked her to marry him, I wish they would have showed their his when he asked her to marry him, their engagement, because apparently he told her this big elaborate story about what he was going to do. Just going to be me and you and me and nobody else. I think that's what he did. And that's what she took in. So he claims that they can't have that. She just loves being alone with him. So she is like, how? Since you cut our honeymoon short and got back, the Duprees and their minions were at it again. Not them Duprees ain't thinking about you. Danny ain't either. Danny's just disappointed in Bill. So she says that they're taunting her and making her feel like they want her to fail. And she feels like they love it. They ain't thinking about you, Haley. They're not. I think it's the guilt that you have in your head swarming around, girl. That's what you have, guilt. So she finally makes some sense. She says, after Bill tells her to ignore them, she tells him that no matter how many stunts she does to try to drive them crazy, which is Danny, the promises that he promises her that it's the last time it's going to happen. I said that yesterday. I said if they keep talking about this was going to be the last time, I want my $1,000,000. Cause I'm like, golly, the last time is the last time. Whew. Like Danny and Andre, never again is never again, which we know is going to happen again, but never again, but it will again, girl. So she finally makes some sense after Bill tells her to ignore them. She tells him that, and so he wants to retaliate, but she says, "No, no, you don't have to do that. It makes me think that you enjoy this just as much as she does enjoy torturing me." Remember, I said that too. I said I think he gets it hard on, knowing that all this is going on. I think he got bored. I think that him and Mike like to play little games, do a wager, and I think that he likes this whole thing about not really them fighting over each other, but the fact that he has two women wanting him and loving him because he didn't feel he keeps telling that Haley gives him life. I mean, he felt dead with Danny, but Haley is like heavens to him. He gives him life, I guess. So Haley says she's the only one not having fun in this tennis match. He asks her, well, if you can't ignore her and you won't let me retaliate, what do you want from me? She says, I want you to give me what you promised me from the beginning. I guess he must have given her this elaborate, like I said, engagement, and she wants that elaborate engagement speech. Whatever he said in speech, that's what she wants. So she asked him, if you could just did that to win me, then I have some decisions to make. Like I said, I think he loves playing games. So she leaves, and so she comes back in. She said, "Baby, I think I heard the doorbell." And he fixed up this small, the little area is about as big as my phone. I was like, "What's this? Why are we scrolls into this little corner of the house when it used supposed to be a castle?" According to Tomas. So he had ordered some dinner for them, and it was a cute little dinner for two. She's like, what's all of this? So the doorbell rings, and then he said, I had dinner delivered for us. He just wants to thank her for being honest with him, because she's been struggling a lot during the first few days of their marriage, which has only been a few days. And he promised her the moon, and he could barely launch the rocket. I said, you bet, okay, Bill. Everybody getting a lot of finger taps in this. So nothing has gone right for them. So although they're home, he tells her that they're right now in Iskaya, Ischia, Iskaya. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. It's a volcanic island in Naples. I don't want to go there. If you got a volcano on the island, there's a good chance ain't nobody there, because he was like, they're just there. Ain't nobody else there. I'm like, that was our little history lesson. They give us words and lessons, girl. That's what I love. Beyond the gates. So he brought her like a charm he brought her a gift. Haley loves her gifts. So he slid her the gift and opened it up, and it was some beautiful, earrings. He was saying, I know the Duprees have been in a collective pain in her ass. I thought that was cute. And that was it. She loves herself a gift. And so he was like, see right there, that smile, that's what I like. Well, I could do much more than just a smile. And she goes and kisses him. Like I said, there's a lot of kissing in here. Goes and kisses him, and he promises her that he would be there for every step of the way. And she agrees, and that she's strong and she could take anything because he is worth it. Bill, I'm smart and I'm girl, whatever. So that was Kiss, and then again, Ashley, the almost kiss, and then, yeah, Andre kissed Danny on the cheek. It was a lot of kissing, and so yeah. So let's get back to Eva and Leslie. I ain't gonna lie, I like Leslie. I do. I do. She's playing that villain role with perfection, and I like her. I can't stand her, but I like her. We see Leslie and Eva. Eva is raving about her mom's smothered pork chops. I know about my mama's smothered pork chops, honey. My mama with that thing, some onions, some pepper, some salt, some little bit of garlic powder. She take that flour and mix that up with some water, and that stuff be like brown, because you have to burn. You have to use the grease from the pork chop that you fried, and let that brown in it. Girl, I can't eat pork like I used to because I get a headache. I think they did something with the pork. Side note, something's going on with that pork, and it just gives me a headache now. I see bacon, all that shit. Anyway, she said that mama, your smothered pork chops was bomb. So Leslie's like, they're not Orphe Jean's good, and Eva was like, Mama, they're your good, so it don't matter. So Eva was like, besides, we don't need to be spending that much money and going out. Leslie was like, I wasn't thinking about money. I'm thinking about the risk. So she tells Leslie that since Eva has met, I mean, no, well, Leslie tells Eva that since she's met all the Duprees now, they're out and about, that it will get back to Ted that Eva is his daughter. I'm like, it's not that easy, girl. The only thing is that he'll be like, okay, well, how do we know it? How do y'all know each other? But the fact that he's the pappy, it ain't gonna be that deep, honey. That's what you say in that crazy ass mind. So, and that particular revelation ought to wait. They need to wait with that particular revelation. They need to wait before they're seen out in public together. So Eva just confirms that Leslie is not going to let the Ted thing go, are you? And Leslie's like, of course not, ho. He wants to act like we don't exist. However, once I leak the truth about to his snobby social circle, that he won't be able to pretend like we're invisible. So Eva tries to skip the subject. It tells her about a show that she recorded. Girl, you talking about y'all recorded Beyond the Gates, me too. So Leslie's like, not listening. Excuse me, hold on. See, that morning stuff tries to rise up while you're talking, honey. All of that, from the night before gets in your throat. So Leslie ain't listening. She's talking about how she would have exposed him at the award ceremony if he hadn't gotten her thrown out. Because again, Eva got mama threw out. It wasn't him. So Eva says, you don't know how he did that. You don't know if he did that or not. Leslie's like, of course he did. And he had that funky party, that flunky party manager do his dirty work. Eva looks like, oh shit. So she goes back to the memory of when the party manager came to her and said, ma'am, it's done. And she's like, thank you. So she wakes up from the little fantasy thing, and then she tells Leslie, well, maybe he didn't want to ruin Nicole's big night, but I guess he can't hold you back forever, can he? So Leslie's like, you got that right. With them cheekbones. You got that right, bitch. I love her. I do. I do like her. So Eva asks Leslie, are you ready to watch the show? And Leslie's like, hell no. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hey, ain't nobody got time for that. Y'all remember that? And so we need to use the fact that you're working at Nicole and Ted's house. So Eva takes the attention off of Nicole and Ted and tells Leslie about Kat and Tomas' situation. You already know she broke down everything. So Eva tells Leslie the cat can be easily triggered. So Leslie's like, tell me more about this young man. So Eva talks more about how cute he is. He's established. He's sexy. He's fine. He's a lawyer. And so Leslie's like, he sounds like a creeper to me. Eva looks at her like, damn, mama, you shit on everything I share with you. Everything. They both shit on each other, I think. Because Leslie says the same thing. So Leslie tells her to keep your distance and stay clear from Tomas. Because I think that she feels like if she starts to focus on Tomas, then the plans might get foiled and they won't be able to do it. So hold on for a second. Been in the dark. I want something to shine some light on my little sign over here. So she gets offended. Eva gets offended that her mom calls him a creeper. She's like, whatever that means. I'm like, I'm the same thing. I'm like, Leslie, what does that mean? Let me put some light over here. Leslie, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. So Leslie just tells her, don't be rude to the guy. Just don't let it get any further. So Eve was like, further than hello, because that's all we did was talk. She says, you flirted enough to tweak out Kat. Eve was like, oh, you care about her feelings? Like, she's like, no, I don't. But you don't want her to be annoyed. She's just an entitled little princess that could possibly get your ass fired. So Eva says, I hate tiptoeing around that bitch, mama. I hate it. So Leslie's like, I know, but we need you inside the house, honey. Come on. Let sleeping cats lie. Whew, I made myself laugh. She says, but what we need is an event. So Eva was like, oh my goodness, mama, I just organized one. I'm tired as hell. She's like, yeah, it was good. And you were so good at it too, baby girl. But this one has to be about Tad, not Nicole, okay? So since you thought that Nicole's event was the wrong occasion, it has to be about Tad. So when the truth comes out, he will spit nails and I will throw it in his face. And he will, and Eva was like, damn it, mama, I get it. Damn. It was like, shit. Her nipples was getting hard just talking about all the evil things she wanted Ted to go through. So, but there's nothing like that on his calendar. Liz is like, then a light bulb goes off over her head. She tells Eva, she knows what they can do to make this happen. We can make sure it happens. And Eva's like, we? You mean me, right? Oh, yes, little girl. Yes, you're going to do it. And you're going to do so great. And Eva just rolls her eyes. So she tells her mom that Ted and Nicole. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Leslie tells Eva that Ted's and Nicole's wedding anniversary is coming up. And me and Eva are like, what? Where do you remember that? Some days, she said, some dates are just etched in your brain, she says. Ted and her were dating, were a thing back then, and he canceled out on her. Found out that on one date that they were supposed to go on, he forgot that it was him and Nicole's anniversary. So he just canceled and went and celebrated his anniversary with his wife. And so she didn't like that. So later on, we found out that he went to dinner with Nicole to celebrate. I said to celebrate the anniversary. What better reason to have a party? So she claims that she and Ted stopped that. She claims that she is glad that Ted stopped her from interrupting Nicole's award ceremony. This is a much better fit on what she's going to do. So Eva was like, um, which is when the two of them are gushing about their perfect, legendary love affair. Then boom, I'll blow that shit up. Not literally, but with the news. So Eva tells Mama that they don't have no party on the calendar planned, and that Nicole told her to make sure that her schedule was free on that day, just in case they wanted to go out for dinner, her and Ted. So Leslie tells Eva, see, that's where you come in. That's when you make the suggestion that they get a big bash or they have a big party. So Eva tells her, that's weird. Since I'm only an assistant, it would be way off for her to be all in, her personal events. So Leslie's like, you never had a problem being persuasive before? And Eva was like, that's not what it's feeling like, mama. So Leslie was like, well, what's that supposed to mean? Eva was like, nothing. Just forget it, nothing. So Leslie's like, if Ted and Nicole don't take the bait, then you have to go to Martin and Kat and suggested they throw a surprise party for their parents. So Eva was like, I'd rather run barefoot foot through fire than talk to that child. She would never listen to me. So Leslie's like, why in the hell are you shooting down all of my ideas? I got good ideas. I got real great ideas. I know, Mama, I know, Eva says. I'm not sure if you're ready for all of this shit. Nicole is smart. She might figure out that I'm trying to manipulate her, that she might resist even harder, and I just don't want to disappoint you. So Leslie was like, I've never known you to be a coward. And Eve was like, I'm just trying to be smart about all of this. And Leslie said, girl, I'm not worried about you taking the risk. Then you shouldn't be worried about you taking the risk. Now, come on, honey. I know that you could pull it off. I just know it. So Eva goes, and then we see her talking to Ted and Nicole about she just walks in on them talking about their anniversary, and she was like, oh, okay. And so Nicole's like, yeah, we're gonna go and look at baseball fields and stuff. And so Eva was like, what? She's like, girl, we just kidding with you, which they weren't. But she said they're just kidding. And so she was like, then, Eva was like, light bulb. Maybe you all should have a party. And she was like, Nicole was like, well, yeah, that's probably better because we can't travel anywhere because my schedule is just really so busy around this time of year. Maybe you all should have a party and I'll do it. I'll handle it for you. And so Nicole's like, I'm too busy. So Ted was like, I'll help her. And so Eva was like, thanks, Ted. It's like, no problem, Nicole. We're going to, no problem, Eva. We'll make sure this is going to be right. So Eva gets back home and she tells her mom that they did agree to do a party and she will do the planning and Leslie will bring the fire, the fireworks. And I think that was it. I don't think I have no more notes. And no car honks. Yep, I think that was it. So yeah, I think it was a good episode. Like I said, the stars of the show were Eva and Leslie. Definitely Leslie were crazy ass. Definitely crazy. But we got the fashion show we're gonna dress up for, and we got the party, the anniversary. We're gonna be I'm telling you we're gonna be dressing up, honey. My auntie's gonna make some changes. But isn't she cute? I saw this on Temu. I was like, yeah, they did it for me. And I put some little hearts around it. I think I'm gonna maybe, get something else to put around it. I was gonna do it in glass, but I'm like, glass reflects the light. It would have been blind, and I don't want to do that. And I already wear glasses, so just let me do a little thing, one, two, here, there, and just let me do something to brand myself. So I'm gonna put something else around it. I don't know if I want to put feathers, cause I'm gaudy with some bling. I might do bling, cause I like bling. I really do love bling, but I don't know if the bling might reflect off of the lights. But we'll see. We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking and brainstorming. But anyway, thank you guys for coming by. I'm gonna do some editing on this shit. Because it's early in the morning, honey. Who can read at 7 o'clock in the morning? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone who can read at 7 o'clock in the morning? Anyone? Not me. So, yeah, I gotta go ahead and edit this, get ready for work. And don't forget, y'all, okay? It's gonna be all right. Every time we think we take one step forward, we gotta take 50 back. But I'm telling you, it's going to be just fine. Okay? Auntie's telling you. I'm telling you, it's going to be all right. All right? Y'all take it easy. Love you. Bye.